Hi there. I'm installing a new radio in my W123. It's got all the flashing lights and changing colors and all the doodads and what's-its, you know, to really look good in one of these cars. No, it doesn't. Take a look at this. This is a Continental radio, and it is meant to look like the old school European style radios that came in these cars. Now my car never had the original factory radio. It had a Becker unit that had come from a later model car, so it's not really a whole point to keeping something that was not original to begin with. So I figured, let's upgrade to this. It gives us some nice features, newer, more quality amplification, as well as having Bluetooth and some fancy stuff like that, but still looking somewhat period correct. So let's dive in over here into the disaster of wiring that is pretty much inevitably in every W123 dashboard. One big challenge that you're going to have is some of these wires. This is one that was added for the remote control of that other radio. There's just wires that aren't super clearly identified. Now, here's what we need. So, this brown wire and red wire that are here is our ground and our switched ignition. This one that has the female bullet connectors, see in there is a red, that's our constant power, and that grayish one, which I think is actually meant to be blue but has faded, is our illumination. Then this sheathed wire that has a spade terminal is our power antenna. We have our antenna mast. Then we have 4 sets of wires which are colored identical. That is each individual speaker. So we are going to determine which speaker is which using the 9-volt battery trick. Basically what this is, you take a 9-volt battery, tap it against that speaker, and see which speaker makes a popping sound. So you don't want to hold this on or it will melt your voice coil in your speaker, but just tap it to the wires and you can determine which speaker is which. So, for example, let's take this one right here. So, take this and, they're a little too far apart, huh? That sounds like right rear. Let's try this one. That's left front. Try this last one. Okay, that's left rear. That means our very short wire up here is our right front. So if you need to, you can retest them again, but I'm going to go ahead and solder on our new connector to these so that we've got at least some of these. And now these come labeled, which is nice. So left front, positive, negative, right rear, yada yada. So we're going to strip these, cut these down, and get our speaker wires connected. All right, everything is soldered, shrink wrapped together, ready to go. So now we'll actually plug this in, put it in, and see how it works. Get all the wires in. Now there's a little faceplate thing here. Bezel snaps on after the fact. So this goes in just like that. And then this snaps on over the top. And we can peel that protective thing off. Of course, maybe I'll leave that down there so that we can try it out. Let's see, how do we power it on? Welcome. Oh yes. Static. Well, I'm going to play with this with some royalty-free music, obviously. So we'll come back after I'm finished. So with our new radio installed for a couple weeks now, how do we like it? Well, probably the nicest thing about it is it does blend in really nice. I've had some other radios in my other W123 and my 116 that I had that just didn't fit. You know, it felt wrong when you've got all the fancy lights and bling in a 40-year-old car. It just didn't fit in with the aesthetic of the car. This Continental radio really fits in nice. It looks right at home. The buttons are shaped similarly, the font, everything. It just feels like the right radio for the car, but it has all the modern features of those newer radios. You've got Bluetooth, you've got USB, you've got all the various auxiliary input, that kind of stuff that you would expect out of a modern radio. Now, it doesn't have a tape deck, CD player, anything like that, but really, with all those other options for inputs, this thing is pretty well loaded. Sound is good. I mean, the speakers are kind of small in a 123 anyways, so you don't get the greatest bass, but let's face it, it's a 40-year-old car. That's okay. All in all, I'm very happy with the radio. The install went pretty smooth. You just have to know those few little weird wires where there's, you know, multiple things that you've got to kind of adapt and sort out which speakers go to which and handle all that. But once that's done, this is a great radio. It looks good in the car and it works great. So hopefully that helps you choose the radio that you want to put in your classic Mercedes. Thanks for watching.